Angelo here. Okay, I gotta get down low. Hollywood filmmaker. How am I gonna keep the camera perspected right to get me doing burpees? Oh, I gotta stretch. Oh boy, it's like a river of mud at the bottom of this coffee with all this cinnamon and turmeric I put in it. Okay, going to clean out my coffee cup. Yeah. And I'm going to do 100 burpees. And I'll explain my rationale for this, but this is like a 5K or something, only uh, for my ass. Um, for the benefit of LA's metro system, to get attention to the fact that it needs to be expanded. It's a lifesaver. It's awesome. But it could be so much better. Gotta set this down. Okay. So, I've been a naughty boy. I need to be punished. Yesterday, I was in pain. I was upset about stuff. I was feeling grief about. Hang on. Let me get back to my room. All that cinnamon and black pepper and turmeric to my throat. Yesterday, I was just, upset. I was feeling pain about my job. Uh, my job has put me through hell. And the work itself is great. It's what I've went through there is hell. I don't want to get through it except people acting out their own problems on others and their ignorance, their selfishness, their abuse. And, there are a lot of reasons why a job should not be tied to your identity. It's not healthy. It's wrong to basically make people do something so that they can pay for their housing, pay for their food, pay their insurance, all that. What if we just had free housing? What if we just, you should tell them how I feel? You're damn right, Drake. What if we had, situations where people don't have to be tied to an abusive job or abusive people at their jobs who, what happened? We should have a situation where people are able to be housed, to have quality food, quality health care, quality transportation. And that's what today's burpee stream is about. I wasn't feeling good yesterday. I had 5 pieces of dessert yesterday. And it messed up my mind. It's not that I feel guilty, like, oh, I gained a bunch of weight. The calories, probably less than, not probably, less than a pound I'll have put on me. So it's nothing. You won't see it. But it didn't put me in the right mental state. So burpees, it's not going to burn off all those calories. 100 burpees, that might burn like 50 calories. It's the mental fortitude and strength that I want. So let's see, I'm going to get this started. Click like, everyone, helps the video out. Also, be sure you're looking at my YouTube shorts. I often put cool stuff on there, anti-capitalist messages on there, power to the workers. What desserts did I have? I had, not just last night, I had them all day. Coconut flan. I had from Ralph's, their discount section of like, expired or near expiring baked goods. Some kind of like caramel sugar slice of cake. I had three keto like ice cream bars. Those were very low sugar, but it doesn't matter. A lot of saturated fat in them. And I had a slice of this like chocolate brownie cake at a cafe, and it was way too expensive. And I'm like, man, Angelo, I don't even feel like hate on myself. I don't feel guilty. I'm just like, I don't feel as good as I could have. So this is discipline to keep my mind right, my body right, but also I want to get mass transit in LA expanded everywhere. I want it to be connecting all over Southern California, and I want us to lead the world in connecting North America with it. Let's connect Canada and Mexico too. Um, let's get train service, buses. I was watching a documentary on. Here, let's wait. I gotta go to the bathroom. I went yesterday. I took the day off work because I was feeling like hell. Um, I'm feeling like hell. I've been feeling like hell at the grief of how I've been treated there. Um, Absolutely asinine, childish, ignorant, bully, pig-headed behavior I've experienced at my job. And a lot of it's sort of been rectified, but I'm like, you can't really be honest with a company like this. Because to be honest, you have to say, how did this situation get happen where the infrastructure was in place to put these people in power, who then hire people under them, who are bullies, bigoted, prejudiced, racist, abusive. That all happened under everyone's watch. And you can't really be honest with that because it makes them question, okay, fundamentally, you're wrong. Fundamentally, this company is doing something wrong. And it makes it look like someone like me is crazy for pointing it out. Like, hey, you're all not being straight with me. And so I took the day off work. I really needed it. I was fatigued physically and mentally. I visited a friend in Boyle Heights, like 7 miles away. Took my bike onto the metro. I got my pannier over there. It's awesome. I don't have to put my backpack on, strain my legs with all this extra weight. That hangs onto the side of the rear rack. Got on the metro, rode a few stops on the metro, and then around downtown LA, rode the last 3 miles on my bike to get to the restaurant we met at. It was such a pleasureful experience to get on the metro and go and ride my bike the rest of the way. My friend texted me like, "Hey, are you hitting traffic?" I wasn't late, but he was just asking. He was concerned. Are you hitting traffic? It can be bad. I said, "No, I'm good. I'm on time." First of all, there wasn't much traffic. Second of all, there were a lot of bike lanes in the areas I was going. And third of all, even if there was traffic on my bike, I can just go around it. So I want everyone to have the benefit of getting around without traffic. And here's the other thing. I saw a documentary on air pollution, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get an air filter because How do I get this situation? Hold on, I gotta get the camera higher. I'm gonna do my burpees. This air pollution documentary where they talked about the effects it has on your blood, your brain. It can, put you at increased risk for dementia, asthma. It can aggravate asthma, COPD, air pollution, because it's like smoking a bunch of cigarettes. And I live in a neighborhood where we have main like arterial roads, and there's lots of idling traffic, lots of pollution. I'm breathing it in. Even in my room, the air quality is not great because when I open my window, there's, half a block away, there's a lot of traffic idling. And I'm like, okay, I'm buying an air filter and I'm going to wear my mask more when I'm outside. Let's see, how do I get this situated where it's pointed at the floor? But I'm like, we should be able to have clean air. We should be able to have transit where we can get around without, the pig-headed oafs who are be like, you gotta drive a car. A car is independence. No, it ain't. A car stresses you out. It gets people killed. The streets are poorly designed. The cars are made like garbage. You get into debt to have a car. So I'm doing it. Okay. You're going to be able to see me on the ground. See? Yeah. Okay. So this works. So, so you're going to be able, see me on the ground. But I'm doing this to get people pumped to call upon the city of LA, the city council, to everybody in LA to massively expand Metro. Let's try and have above ground stations if we can. Elevated trains are beautiful. Underground, it's in a way it feels like you're passing through a sewer. I don't mean that literally like you feel like, oh, it's sewage around you. I mean just the fact you're underground, it's darkness, it's a cavernous tunnel you're in. I prefer being above ground. Let's get them above ground if we can. The one on Wilshire they're building underground. I'm like, let's have them above ground. You get to see outside. You get to see the city. You feel more sociable. I was talking to some guy yesterday on the metro in Spanish, and I was enjoying it, even though like my Spanish is not perfect. Okay, I gotta stretch. So this is to get everyone excited to expand metro service, because that means racial justice, social justice, climate justice. What else could you say? Class justice. It gets people who don't want to spend the money, go into debt to get cars, to be able to travel around, to visit their loved ones, to get to work, to get the job interviews, to get good jobs. It helps everyone. Make transit free. Police salaries on Metro are funded so much by Metro fares. And what do the police do on there? Their job isn't to keep us safe, it's to enforce fare evasion, to catch people evading fares. And a large amount of the people they do it against, it's disproportionate how high it is against black and brown people. So it's just an excuse for racist policing black bodies. Just make it free, let everyone enjoy the benefits of it. Let's get double the amount of Metro ambassadors. Let's double the amount of cleaning staff. They're doubling it already. Let's double it again. Double the amount of drivers. Pay them more. Bus drivers start at $23 an hour. That's not enough. It should be at least $30 an hour. Start them at $30 an hour. Let's get funded. Let's get excited. Drake, the Republicans just lost in a lot of the midterm elections. You'd think with how loudly they're thumping their chests about this group, that group of people, we don't like them, we don't want them to exist, that you'd think with how prominent they are in the media and, the right-wing ecosystem that, filters out to all the news basically to frame things a certain way, like, oh, a group of people want special rights from the rest of us. In reality, they just want equal rights. Republicans and conservatives frame it as like they're in the mainstream, and then look what happened. They actually end up losing. What they are the biggest whiners, whiniest complainers But reasonable people who care about their neighbors, who don't want to see their neighbors go hungry, who don't want to see them without homes, who want their trans, friends and siblings and family members and neighbors to be well, to get medical care they need, who want their black and brown friends and neighbors to do well. They're not, and I'm just speaking, for the people who look at this stuff, mainly like white people who, you know, they're deciding their own way of like, how's this going to go, which way is it going to go. For the people who actually live through it, they're the ones who need, like, you know who are marginalized the most, when they need like climate justice, racial justice, housing justice. So let's get mass transit built out in LA. Let's get pumped for this. I'm going to do this. It's 5 a.m. Let's get started. You start healthy. You start by stretching. Santa Clarita won't want mass transit. I'm sure they won't. I'm sure they got a bug up their ass about that. Let's get that bug out their ass. Let's get in their ass. Hold on. I'm going to check the live stream on my laptop. Holy moly. Check out my YouTube shorts, guys. They're doing well. Okay. So first, I'll tilt this up. Let's stretch. Come on, everybody. Get up. Get excited. Share this live stream. Let's get, I want you to get excited about your life. Is that better? Or do you need that light? Let me know. Still a little flabby. Could afford to lose another few pounds. Get really shredded. I gotta clean my carpet too. Try not to give you the armpit view, but who cares? Let's not be ashamed of our bodies. Let's get our bodies onto the metro. Let's make it free. Let's not be racist towards black and brown bodies by getting the police to target them for fare evasion, when the reality is, like, transit is there. It should be available to everyone. Anyways. I always hear my ribs cracking right here from my old car crash. It is my Iggy Pop pose. Got to warm up right, especially as you get older. I'm 37, so, not really old, but got to know my, body, and know that I should warm up, stretch, be loose. Don't wake up my roommates. They'll yell at me. Nah, it's cool. I'm not waking them up. But I can't believe it. I'm checking my YouTube analytics. One of my shorts I just put up is going viral. It's pretty funny. Check out my YouTube shorts to see what I'm talking about. I won't spoil it now. All right. Gotta stretch the legs. Now here's something I learned about leg stretching that, I don't know 100% is this right, wrong, all this stuff. I learned it from Bob and Brad. When you reach down to touch your toes, maybe this will make it better. Trying to make it so you can see how I'm stretching. When you reach down to touch your toes, you're stretching up, like most of your leg, but then your hamstring, apparently it's like just being pulled like that, I guess, or it's only stretching your hamstring like up by your butt, I guess, something, but it doesn't stretch the whole thing. The way to stretch the whole thing, grab it, put pressure on it, and it kind of makes both halves of the hamstring stretch. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know how true it is, but it sounds good to me. I've been doing it for years now. So count to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Look how limber I am. I can touch all the way to the ground. Oh wait, could you see that? See? Okay. Counting French. What's LA City Live? Is that a new show? I don't know French. I think I know a few. Oué, doué, or I don't know. I'm all wrong. Tre for 3. I don't know beyond that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Just heard some fireworks go off outside. Explosions. Now when I'm stretching, I'm really pulling on my thighs to stretch. It's not just, oh, just move a little bit. No. I pull hard. I push my body. Call my city about mass transit. They're not going to laugh. But I've sent Metro and other organizations my messages of support to try and expand service and, all that stuff. But I also need an army out there to spread the message, to inform more people. Because think about it, a lot of people just view Metro as a way to get around if you're too poor to have a car. That's the wrong way to look at it. A good way to look at it is it's an empowering way to get around, where you're polluting less, you're learning more about the city, you're learning the environment around you, you're spending way less, it's more equitable, you're uplifting your neighbors, because when more people get on the Metro, that signals to Metro to expand service. And if they expand service, that's more people who are able to get to work, to get to the places they want to go, because there's more availability of buses and trains and light rail. Okay. What do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. Now, I did some burpees last night. I probably did 30 to 50 last night. So my legs are a little bit tight, but that's okay. It's not about right now. Physically, I'm doing the burpees. Like I said, I had 5 desserts yesterday. It's not that it's going to burn a ton of calories. 100 burpees probably burn maybe around 50 calories. The point is for my mind, to keep my mind right, and it strengthens, my ligaments and stuff, just keeps me in good overall shape. It's not so much for my muscles I'm doing it. It's connecting the bones and ligaments and keeping those joints strong. Trying not to annihilate myself doing workouts and do too hard, way too hard without resting enough. But anyways, let's do this. Okay, so let's see, we'll be able to see me. Yeah, that works. Okay, so if you're curious, a burpee is basically a push-up to a jumping squat. But I like to do 2 push-ups each time, because push-ups are kind of easy for me to do. All right, here we go. And I'm going to count in my head. I'm not going to count out loud, so just so you know. That's 20. You know, excited for the metro lane yet? Take a minute or two break. Yeah. All right, and the idea with resting should be a purposeful rest. I want to be able to go to the next set and actually be able to do them and not be exhausted and sloppy. I want to have good form. But you also don't want to rest 5 minutes, 10 minutes unnecessarily. If you're doing like really heavy lifting, 5 minutes may be a good idea. I don't know. I don't do super heavy lifting. I do mostly body weight stuff. And I have exercise bands that I use. So I do more like go into each rep hard as opposed to having heavy weights. Drake, forget calling Karen Bass, forget calling anybody. Please, this is about us, not just leadership. This is about all of us making this a worldwide trending phenomenon of demanding more equitable and more expansive public transportation, metro service, buses, light rail, streetcars, whatever else there is, high-speed rail. Okay, almost there. I want to be loose and ready for the next set. And by the way, working out won't get you in great shape. What gets you in great shape? Rest and diet. You can get in better shape through just the correct recovery and diet than a workout. I'll repeat what Mike O'Hearn says. If you don't have to believe me, I have a small physique. Look at Mike O'Hearn. He's 250 pounds of pure muscle. He says you can only train as hard as you can recover. And what he means is your body needs to absorb nutrients and adapt to the workouts you're giving to it. If you're not getting the right nutrition, your metabolism's not right, and it's not optimizing the foods you're eating. So I actually work out easier than I did before. I used to kill myself working out 7 days a week for months and years and barely saw any changes. Why? Because I was working out too hard, not recovering enough, not doing the right kinds of workouts. That was part of it. But also, I was not dieting right. And by diet, I don't mean cutting and, I just mean getting the right nutrition. I saw an electric bus in LA yesterday. That was pretty cool. All right, next set of 20. Can you even really, I guess you can tell I'm jumping, even though you can't see my whole body. Okay. 33. I'm at 33. So I did make it another 20 on that one. I tried. Got my window open, breathing that polluted air, believing those nonsense lies from the car industry. Oh, cars are independence, cars are cool, cars are freedom. I think if you want a car, generally speaking, you should have one. But I think if you want to get around without a car, you should absolutely be able to do that. That's independence. Knowing you can get on public transportation that's safe, that's reliable, that's clean, that's enjoyable, that gets you connected to others, that doesn't burden you with going into debt for a car, maintaining it, finding a place to store it, storing it somewhere on the street, paying insurance. And the roads should be better designed for cars to make it safer for them to drive. I'm around intersections here that are terrible, that are always causing near collisions, or just frequently do cause collisions with cars turning left on a high-speed road and with a small intersection with low visibility, where the distance between lights is small, but the speed limit's relatively high, so people are like rushing to get through the next light. All right, gonna give this one a few more minutes before I get to the next set. And if you're starting out, don't do a ton of burpees like that. It's gonna wreck you. You can't even do it. Start real slow, simple. You don't have to go into a jumping squat. Just do a push-up and then just stand up into a squat. Do a few. If that's all you can do, see if you can do another set in a few minutes or whatever, and then recover. But main thing, have your nutrition right. The ability to work out and stuff, that will come. But think, as long as you've been out of shape, it's going to take that long to get into shape. So there's no reason to rush it. And that was kind of my problem for a long time. I was like, man, I'm doing all this working out and it's not helping me. Really, I was overworking out, and I wasn't applying that time I could have spent learning nutrition. Really, I haven't even learned it. I just got on the Mike O'Hearn meal plan. I just go by the macronutrient goals on there. All right. I have a YouTube short going viral. Check out my YouTube shorts. So, just responding to a comment while I recover. 4 people, let's get 4 likes for the Metro. 3 cheers for the Metro and 4 likes for Angelo. Slinking around in my room like a jungle cat. I'm gonna eat you alive. Oh, flapping my lips like a horse. All right. I want to really wait. I could try it now, but like I want to give myself like another minute or two to really recover. Try and do another 20 burpees in the next set. So I'm at 33 burpees right now. Also doing my grounding techniques, my interoception or whatever techniques for all the trauma and abuse I've been through at my soul-crushing corporate job. I love the actual work that I do. It's great. Um, it just I deal with cretinous behavior there, and it gets trapped in my body, and I have to release it. I fucking wish to hell that this is something all employees there had to do in a way. All employees everywhere in a way. I mean, if you're able-bodied to do it, is these kind of exercises, but then exercise, getting your diet right and stuff. And it's not, yeah, I don't know. I also don't like saying that because it's like, you can't force anyone to do anything, and also you shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't even try. It's, people are at where they're at. Uh, I didn't, have the sense to work out like this and diet like this for a long time, and of course I messed up on my diet yesterday. So this is literally just to help me release tension and feel my body as like a boundary after my boundaries have been violated. And it gives me goosebumps, and that's when tension is being relieved. And I'm doing that while I'm recovering between sets. All right. Try and keep blood flowing, oxygenated blood to my muscles to help them get ready for the next set. Okay, so let's get to this next set, see if I can do 20, or even more than 20. Okay. Whew, not doing 20 there. I'm up to, I think, 45. I may have miscounted. May actually be 46. That's okay. I'll say 45. Again, the point of burpees, any workout, is not, oh, burn fat off me. The majority of the changes in my body will happen after the workout. When I'm recovering, my body's absorbing nutrients to strengthen and rebuild the connective tissues in my skeleton and joints and my muscles. And when I'm recovering, the point is stimulate the muscles. It's also keep my mind right. My heart's already strong. I'm in decent shape. It's not, oh, these burpees are going to burn the calories from yesterday. They absolutely will not. And if I tried to do that, I would be damaging my body because I would have to do so many burpees, it would wear on my joints and ligaments. And my body wouldn't be able to absorb enough nutrients to recover from the workout. The point is, again, keep my mind right, get people pumped for mass transit. Let's promote the message of public transportation everywhere, or everywhere where it's feasible. I get it. Some rural areas, there's a lot of rural areas across America. What may be workable is limited, but at least explore the options. Why not? And mass transit is not a single thing that just you can do and then it'll work on its own. You need to have the infrastructure in place. You need to have well-paid workers. You need to have a culture that understands the benefit of it. You need to have education, and you need to build up housing and businesses around the transportation hubs. So build up, dense housing, mixed-use housing, not just these suburbs where houses are spread out and people have to drive everywhere and they have to drive to the metro. Build up apartments, condos, make it free. Make it free. Make housing free. Decommodify housing. Or at least drastically expand the amount of free housing and government housing. Make it quality. Make it safe. And build up housing and businesses around metro stops, so that people have a metro within walking distance, so they don't have to waste time and money on a car or some other way of getting around, so they can get to their jobs, travel, they can get to their friends, their family. Come on, people. Let's get our heads together. Let's really work on this. All right, where was I? 45? I don't know if I'm going to hit another 20 burpees. Another set of 20. At this point, it looks like all I'm looking at is about 10 burpees with each set. I'm waiting to rest a little bit still, trying to be ready for my next set. Also, can't wait for that air filter to come in. It's going to filter out a lot of the pollution in my room coming from outside and dust in the house, in the apartment. My nose gets runny in the winter here. I know that stuff in the air causing it because it's not nearly as runny. It's nowhere near as runny, outside or at my job. All right. Also, yesterday I got a huge papaya at a fruit stand for $5 because it's machato. It has like a rot in the flesh of it, but it's still good. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And some lemons. I'm going to have papaya for breakfast with a protein smoothie and flaxseed and some walnuts. And I don't have a blender though. That would be awesome. Have a breakfast smoothie. I realize I got to vary up my food sometimes because my body, basically what Mike O'Hearn says, it gets bored with one food if you eat the same thing every day, which I do for breakfast every day, and your metabolism adjusts to it and you don't get the most out of the nutrients. So you should switch it up. He says eat different types of fruits, eat different types of foods that hit your macronutrient goals. So I'm like, that makes sense. I got to vary it up. Not just for my body, for my mind. Don't just do the same thing every day. Even though there are certain things I do want to do the same every day. Write a lot, read a lot, um, usually some form of exercise. Really, Saturdays I should be resting and recovering, but I was pumped to do this. I want to get my mind right. Okay, gonna try and hit another 15 burpees if that's possible. I'm not sure how I'll do. Sesenta-tres, 63, 63. So, almost did 20 there. You noticed at the end I had to slow down, get just like a second of rest in between each rep. And not be so explosive with the push-ups and the jumping squat. Be a little slower and more deliberate. My phone will notify me when my laundry's done. Okay, not done yet. I got laundry going in the laundry room. Dryer. It's still a little flappy. But again, that's not going to change because of workout. That's a diet and recovery. Gotta stay on point for all my people out there, my army. An army that supports transit justice, climate justice, all that stuff. So part of wanting to get transit, also cleaner air, better environment, not breathing in so many metals and toxins from cars emitting pollution. Not as many kids, hopefully no kids being killed by car crashes. I read that's the #1 cause of child deaths in Los Angeles, getting hit by cars. How massively stupid is Eric Garcetti and the city council and everyone else in leadership to not say this is an absolute emergency, that we have to design our streets to slow traffic, to make traffic move in a much safer way, more deliberately, and to provide a safer environment for pedestrians, larger sidewalks separated from the roads, separated bike paths, and more buses, more metro, pay drivers more. How dumb are we that we don't do that? Like, oh, well, the city would rather pay out another few $1 million for another kid's death or another. I don't know if they pay out for kids' deaths, but they pay for like cyclist deaths when, I guess, like cyclists sue or cyclist families sue the city because of, you know, whatever, bad street design and cyclist died on the road or was hit by a car. Um, they'd rather just do that each time than just build stuff out to prevent deaths in the first place. So let's change all that. Let's get angry and demand justice on that. Let's demand separated bike path, not like when I was riding on First Street through downtown LA over some bridge. They're just plastic pollards you can pick up and move over that keep the bike path separated from the road. Those pollards, while useful for visual cues for drivers not to hit them, do not protect against distracted drivers. They don't protect against road rage. They don't protect against drunk drivers, which are technically distracted drivers, I guess. But we need physically separated bus lanes so bus drivers don't have to deal with traffic and they don't have to keep checking over their shoulders for cars coming in. They don't have to be delayed for traffic. Come on. All right, where was I at? 50. Wait. Shit, where was I at? 63? Yeah, 63, I think. Because I almost got to 20. 63. All right, let's do this. Let's get pumped for transit. And here's the thing, once people have free, expansive, safe, um, reliable mass transit, they're not going to be like, oh, no, I don't want this. Let's take it away and put a road where that is so we can have noisy traffic. That's the other thing. The noise is terrible in the city. You know, the noise from vehicles out of the city so we're less stressed. Our bodies are less stressed. So we can expand sidewalks so more than one person can pass a sidewalk at a time. How ridiculous is that? Drivers complain, oh, if people get off the roads, like we're the ones paying the tax. Like the road taxes go to us. Well, the general fund of taxes goes to roads. So in other words, people who don't drive are paying for them, but also the people who don't drive aren't damaging the roads as much as drivers are. And yet, drivers have huge sections of road, and pedestrians, wheelchair operators, cyclists who are forced on the sidewalk have these tiny little strips on the side of the road that they can walk on that are frequently busted up in LA. Like tree roots are growing under them and making them impassable for wheelchair operators, people with other mobility issues. It's ridiculous. Okay, so rounding out, getting close to the 100 mark. I'm at 63, 63. 81, I think. Uno, I think. Pretty sure. Actually, I think I'm at like 83, but whatever. Because I undercounted earlier as well as this time. People who want to get their kids out of their cars, who don't want to have to worry about distracted drivers injuring them and their kids or killing their kids, or road ragers. That's happened, where someone gets angry and that stuff happens. I read a story about a woman. She was with her like 5-year-old son in the car. I think somebody cut her off, but what happened next was the article said she gave a lewd gesture to the other driver. The other driver pulled out a gun, shot at her car, missed her, hit her kid, killed the kid. So that's kind of senselessness. Like, why would that even happen, on public transportation? There's no cutting people off, really. I mean, except if you're getting to the doors. That's another thing people gotta learn about and be educated about. Let the fucking people off the train before you get on. Same on the bus. But that wouldn't be an issue on public transit. And so what happened? There's one or a few simple decisions, cutting someone off, then the lady taking it too personally. I'm not saying anything about that should not have happened. That was, completely wrong, firing a gun at someone like that. How stupid can you be? And that lady, she's going to have to live with that pain the rest of her life, which she shouldn't have to live with. Because even if you make a lewd gesture at someone, it shouldn't be a reason to kill someone, let alone, it's unspeakable. But what I'm getting at is a different thing about the dynamic that's created on the road of isolating us, making us feel like we're in competition to each other, and not knowing if one person you're rude to is going to attack you or shoot you. You shouldn't have to worry about that. So my point isn't, the lewd gestures. Well, people do that all the time. And, the issue is, like, you shouldn't have to worry about being cut off in the first place, about someone pointing a gun on you. In a vacuum, I'm not saying that asshole who pulled the gun, that asshole, he actually deserved that lewd gesture because he can't handle himself. And, hopefully he pays the rest of his life for his decision to pull that gun out. Idiot. But I'm saying, you just in a vacuum, people who have not gone through the loss that woman went through, just people in general, you shouldn't be making lewd gestures on the road in general, flicking people off and stuff. There's no point. You don't win anything. And, in this case, a complete moron reacted to it the wrong way, who already apparently cut her off, so he was already being a jerk. I'm saying, on the road, you have this illusion of invincibility. So, that woman did, she's got her kid there. You got to think about your kid too. It's weird because I'm not saying like it's her responsibility that her kid got shot. It absolutely is not. But it's a sad reality that sickos like that guy are out there. And again, it doesn't mean you should be afraid of just, telling someone off. But it's just a messed up world we live in where that stuff happens. And basically what I think, they should have never been in that situation in the first place. That woman and kid should have been able, first of all, they should be able to drive without being cut off and being shot at. And the kid should be alive. But they should have the option of mass transit. And I'm not saying like, trying to reduce it to any one simple problem, because it's not. It's a multitude of things. And of course, there's the problem of why'd that guy even have a gun in the first place? He didn't need one. He doesn't need a car either, I'll say that. And now he probably has neither. He's in prison or jail. Okay, where was I? I literally forget where I was. I went to 63. I got to 81. How's my laundry doing? I don't know if my phone's going to notify of them. You counted 82. I'm going to say 81. 81. Let me tilt the camera a little bit up so you can see, at least see a little bit of my feet when I do the jumping squat. Cuando me lanzo. Oh, no. Not lanzo. Salto. Saltar is jump, right? Okay, wait. 92. 92. All right, Drake. Good night. 92. Now, I'm almost at 100. This has gone by pretty quickly. It used to be, I'd think, oh, I want to do another 100 burpees. No. I'm not trying to do that now. I'm not trying to overwork my muscles, destroy them. I'm not saying 200 will destroy them, but I'm trying to be smart about how I work out. Do I want to do 200 now? Or the 100 good? And can I have my nutrition dialed in right, and rest and recovery right, and mentally recover from everything I've gone through? Be at my computer, enjoy writing, have my mind clear of all the sugar and shit I put in me yesterday, do my little body recovery, trauma recovery exercises, feel grounded in my body. Will that help this workout reshape my body better? I think that will. So 100's good. No need to overstimulate. Michael Hearn says, stimulate the muscles, don't annihilate them. He says, your goal when working out should get the most benefit out of the least amount of effort. So he says lift heavy, and all you see him, he is gigantic. He is huge. All year round, he's shredded. And he says, what did I just say? Yeah, minimal amount of effort when working out to get the results you want. You should not be killing yourself working out. He says when he was younger, he would do that, like 3-hour workouts. But then, so he would overtrain 1 month, but he would experiment. And the next month, take it easy, take it back and see the results. And he realized the recovery was so important. So that's what I'm trying to do. I could say, oh yeah, I want to do another 100. Is that really smart? Or is that actually cheating myself by saying, I'll just cheat my way past all the food I ate yesterday and into better shape by just working harder and harder? And well, why not work out 5 hours a day, 8 hours? Won't that make my body even better? It won't. What it'll do is make me more likely to have an injury and damage my joints and muscles. So totally unnecessary. So I'm at, 91 or something? I'll just do another 10. 10 or 15, however many I can do in the next set. That'll be plenty good, I'm sure. And we'll get pumped for the Metro in LA. Let's make LA a world leader. We were a world leader in smog, in car culture. There used to be no Metro in LA. Until 1990, there were no Metro services here, no train. I mean, there was the bus, there were buses, and before that there used to be streetcars, but those, what I learned, were not really intended for mass transit, for public transportation. Those were really used
by companies that ran them to sort of uh, build hubs of housing and businesses for the uh, streetcar companies to get rich off of. And then when the streetcars needed maintaining and when they needed better routes and when cars started blocking traffic, it wasn't profitable to run them, so they dismantled them. So let's not just put any slap and dash metro solution together. Let's make it equitable, take the profit out of it, government run. Government run doesn't mean inherently good. It means at the very least taking the profit out of it and pooling resources, especially from the ultra wealthy, to give back to the people who are undermined and exploited by their wealth and their hoarding of wealth. Elon Musk, that gigantic buffoon, wants to build tunnels that send your cars through them. We already have tunnels, we already have mass transit where cars can hold dozens of people, not just one person or not just maybe 5 people at most in most vehicles. Comfortably, really, you could only fit 4. Uh, let's get that instead of build the Hyperloop tunnels like a jackass who can't even deliver on that promise. There are traffic jams in the Hyperloop, the small one he already made in Las Vegas. All right. Gotta be loose, get the oxygenated blood flowing to my muscles, interoception, for the trauma I've been through at my job. Let's be, sensitive to each other's needs and everything. And I think cars really, they can be great, can be beautiful. Most cars are made poorly, or designed poorly, I should say, if they're not necessarily fabricated in a poor manner. A lot of those are too. They're fitted together poorly, painted poorly, um, all that stuff, but they're just poorly designed. And all these cars, they're not really competition for each other. They're not a variety. They're not providing a variety of cars. It's just giving like car companies a reason to pump out ads to you to buy more cars to go into further debt for them. What is this? To what do I owe this pleasure? Mark Ivy coming up the rear with 99 cents in euros. Thank you so much, Mark. I'm getting people pumped for mass transit in LA. Let's get excited and ripped and jacked for it. Or whatever body type you are. They're all, okay with me. It's what you're comfortable with, what you want to be well in your mind, and what's comfortable in your body. Because the Flying Over Truck community is pro transit, it's pro social justice, it's pro tolerance and acceptance. We don't need any of that, intolerance nonsense here. We're a good community here. And people are allowed to find their own way within the healthy boundaries of respect others and build out mass transit. Wax that flesh boards. Good one, Mark. All right, Mark. I actually already did like 91. I probably did 93 or so. I undercounted a few times. 91 burpees. And what I was saying before was I could do another 100 burpees, but why? Do I want to stimulate my muscles and stimulate my mind? That's really why I did this, and my tendons and connective tissues and skeleton, or do I want to annihilate my muscles and take a shortcut into fitness, which is, oh, I don't want to recover correctly. I just want to work out like crazy 3 hours and get jacked. That's not going to work. That's a shortcut. That's not a good mindset for working out. So I'm going to finish the 100, maybe just over 100, and then focus on my recovery for the weekend. Try not to work out again this weekend. I'll probably do a lot of walking, can't help that. But wax, I'll try and explain in Spanish. Wax is como crema, más o menos, poner en la piel para tirar el pelo del cuerpo. All right, Mark, enjoy your shopping. Thanks so much for the donation. I'm going to finish these burpees. Yeah, I don't know how to say wax in Spanish exactly. So for those who don't know, what I just said is like a cream, a hot cream, una crema caliente, que se ponen en la piel para tirar pelo del cuerpo. So it's like shave, yeah, but it's wax is to pull the hair out. I was explaining wax is like a hot cream. It's not really a cream, it's wax that you put on your body to pull the hair out. That's what I was trying to say. I probably didn't say it exactly right. Not probably. I definitely didn't say it exactly right. Okay. 102. 102 burpees. That is plenty. I stimulated myself. I probably got overstimulated. So, I hope you all learned something. Supporting transit can be fun. It doesn't have to be a dry, boring topic. I swear, some of the urbanist channels out there, you really should listen to yourselves. Like, blindfold yourselves, listen to your voices, and study like a waveform of your volume, and see if you can make your voice a little more interesting. I'm not trying to hate, they deserve credit for putting out good content, but I swear some of the urbanist and transit channels, there's no reason to hate on anyone. They're good people. But your delivery is dull as shit. It's dull as dishwater, or just kind of annoying because you keep hitting the same tonal patterns and language patterns. It's like, can you vary your voice? Can you make it interesting? Can you go higher in pitch? Can you go lower in pitch? Can you get more serious? Can you sound like you're asking a question instead of just please, please, I'm not hating you. I appreciate you guys. I'm trying to give you the hookup with some constructive criticism. Listen to your fucking voices, because you all are the face of a lot of the YouTube community that supports mass transit, climate justice, social justice, and you're all like, some of you are really obnoxious to listen to. And again, I don't say that, it's not an attack on you. It doesn't make you any less of anything. I'm saying it like that's a fair critique, I think. It's not, oh, you're damaging, you're making me so mad. It's just your voices are fucking terrible. And that's an empowering thing to work on, believe it or not. Hit me up for advice if you want voice lessons, urbanist YouTubers. All right, everyone, I'm going to have my protein smoothie and papaya. Oh, cera caliente, thank you. Oh, cera para afeitar. Yeah, afeitar means shave, or afeitarse. It's not shave, though, but maybe in Spanish it's the same word. In English, it's different from shave. Shave is con... How do you say razor in Spanish? Rasurar, like a razor. It's the cream paper with un papel. Okay, pull off the hair. Anyways, not saying how to say that in Spanish. I'm saying in English it translates differently. I don't know how you say it in Spanish. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Go check out it. Go look up some channels on mass transit. So look up RM Transit. Look up Not Just Bikes. And look up like urbanism on YouTube. You'll find other stuff on there too. Just urbanism, mass transit, depilar, Pedro. Thank you. Pedro Acuña Alvarez. Con la ayuda que necesito. Lo que necesito. That sounds like it's right. Depilar. Because I know afeitarse, that means shave, like with a razor, like, you know, with shaving cream. With this stuff. This is the shave. Afeitar. Depilar is like you put the cream on hot. There you go. So, Pedro, con la ayuda. All right, everyone. Adios. Buenos dias. Hasta luego.